This is going to be a very quick video on the DJI Osmo. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about how it arrives, what my initial impressions are about it, and this little foam piece is packed right in here. It locks down the gimbal. You don't need to always have that in there because it is locked in tightly, but we're going to talk a little bit about it. That is the iPhone 6s Plus. I'm going to hook it up to the Osmo, and this is how it works. It's really simple, but I'm going to shut off the video while I get that hooked up. So I'm just going to get this thing ready to go. The iPhone goes in here. What you will do first is I'm going to show you how to unlock this, but what you'll do first is you'll boot up the Osmo, and then you'll turn on that Wi-Fi, and then you'll turn on the Wi-Fi search on your iPhone or whatever tablet you're using. Once you locate Osmo, you'll select that, and the password is 1234 1234. And then once you have that synchronized, you'll turn on your Go app. So we'll talk all about that here in just a second. Let me hook this up. Okay, so what I did was I went a little bit backwards here, and I'm going to show you what we did. Now that I have it synchronized, I have the Osmo synchronized to the iPhone 6s Plus. But the one thing you'll note, it's in sleep mode right now. The one thing that you want to do anytime you're turning this on or off is you want to make sure that you unlock your gimbal and your camera. And to do that, and when in doubt, read your instructions. So just going to show you real quick. You unlock the camera, freeze it up, the gimbal here, and then you'll notice there's arrows here that tell you what to do on how to free up your camera. I will tell you, this camera gets really, really hot, and it gets so hot that it could actually probably, I don't know if it'll burn you, but it'll definitely cause some discomfort to a small child. So once this thing is unlocked, this thing will now move freely. I love the fact that DJI included the lens cap or cover for this. I mean, I wish they did that on the Inspire. I also wish they had this lock for the Inspire. I think that's a great feature. I think that's really, really helpful for those of you that travel a lot like I do. So anyway, you can push awake, and this will wake this camera up and cause it to go through its little dance and internal calibrations and so forth. And I'll just run through some real quick features on what this thing can do. And those of you that notice this barely fits in there, if you're using anything bigger than the iPhone 6 Plus, it's not going to fit in here. I mean, I'm using a really small case, and that it won't fit in here with this case. It just won't. So those of you that might have a little bit bigger phone and you're thinking about using the Osmo, it'll work, I'm sure, but it's not going to fit in the holder that's on the device itself. So let me just make sure that my GoPro display is back up because I can't see what I'm doing. I hate the fact that thing shuts off. So anyway, this little thumbstick here controls your camera, up, down, left, and right. And what's also nice is very similar to, or the same as the Phantom 3 and the Inspire. You can also control the camera by pushing on the display. And once you push on the display, you get that little arrow, and then you can move this around and control your camera. I think that's awesome because you can now use this synchronized to an iPad or whatever, and you can use it that way. So that's really cool. The other thing is, let me spin this around. The other thing that's really cool is if you look on the back here, there's a trigger. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and what the trigger does. There's an audio jack here, and there's a microphone here. Yes, the microphone does pick up sound, but it's crap. I mean, bottom line is you're going to want to get yourself a good 3mm microphone to plug into that, and I'll talk a little bit about that on probably another review. But the trigger itself is really cool because you'll notice, let's say I'm locked into something down here. You can pull the trigger and lock the camera on that item, and now no matter what you do with the camera, it stays focused on that particular point of interest. And you'll notice when you pull the trigger, it shows on here, the display, it shows that it's locked. And you can also control that lock on the device. And what I mean by that is if you have your tablet somewhere else, your phone, you can control the camera with your phone while this is on a tripod somewhere, and then if you wanted to lock that device or even recenter it, you can do it all from the touch screen here. So you can hit the lock button now, and now the camera would be locked. You can hit that button there, and you can recenter it. You can grab it and pan it to do whatever you want to do. I think that's a great, great feature. Now the trigger also has a quick response mode, and what you do is you pull the trigger. Let me show you. I pull the trigger 3 times. and this is called Selfie Mode. Yeah, I know, those of you are going to send me hate mail. I'm a Broncos fan now. I used to be a very big Brett Favre fan. I still am. 2 trigger pulls, and it brings it back to center. So that's really great for taking selfies and doing your cinematography work. That part I think is really great. Initial impressions, do I think it's worth the $650 price point? For me, I think it is. I think this thing has a lot to offer that you're going to be playing with this a lot. The one thing that I will tell you, though, is that if you're going to get this, make sure you get some extra batteries, because the batteries do seem to wear down quite fast. Yeah, putting it on standby will give you a lot of extra play time, but I will tell you that you're going to be playing with this thing a lot, and you're probably going to be smoking through the batteries, and they're not that expensive. So I would pick up at least 1, if not 2 extra batteries, depending on your needs, of course. But the carrying case that it comes with, pretty decent. You know, very similar to the Inspire case. You know, it's a semi-hard case, and you know they did a great job packing it in there. I don't think you're going to need this little foam insert that comes with it that locks it up, unless you're going to be doing a lot of traveling in some rough conditions. But you know, the gimbal lock does a good job. But those of you that are looking on YouTube for all the different videos, I'm sure there's a lot of them out there that go into a lot more detail than what I'm showing you right now. But I'm just wanted to give you my quick take on what I thought of it, what I thought about the picture quality. The picture quality for the photos are excellent, just as you would expect with the X3 camera. And oh, by the way, if you're looking to get one of these things, I know they're really, really difficult to find right now. DJI, I think, is still slow to get these out of their factory. Multicopterwarehouse.com. They actually have some of these in stock. They shipped out all their pre-orders, and they already have some new ones in stock. And I know they're still taking orders and getting those out right away. So those of you that are looking for it, multicopterwarehouse.com. You know, Josh and Carrie over there will take good care of you. They've always taken really good care of me on all of my orders, because I practically spend my life there with all these orders and flying and whatnot. So if you're looking for one and you can't find one, the accessories I know are really hard to get. I have a bunch of accessories on order. I'm still waiting for that stuff to come in, and as soon as it does come in, I will do a product review on it. But those of you that wanted to see this thing firsthand real quick and wanted to get my first impressions on it, there you go. It's a very cool toy. And as always, if you found this video entertaining in any way, shape, or form, please give me a thumbs up. And thanks again for subscribing.